Well, welcome to Mindset and Marketing Secrets to Building Legacies. These are inspiring stories of online success. And in this series, we're highlighting the incredible journeys of real people achieving financial freedom and flexibility. And I really am believing that these stories will show you what's possible when you dream big and take action. And today, I'm so excited for you to meet my friend and welcome you to the inspiring story of Mindy Judd. Welcome here today, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to share my journey with you.
Yeah. Oh, you are someone we just connected kind of very early on, at least into my journey. And I am just like, she is awesome. She is going to do so well. And it's been so fun just seeing you grow and blossom and like what seems like kind of an overnight success, but I'm sure there's a lot of backstory there. So would you mind just kind of telling us a little bit about you personally and what life looked like before you joined the Legacy Builder program?
Absolutely. I was someone who was raised that if you want to make something of yourself, you need to go to college, you need to get that degree, and you need to get your career in place. Well, I did that. I followed society's rules. And 19 years into my career, I was still only making $19 an hour. And as you know, starting a family, that's not doable. That is not doable. And it made zero sense to me to continue making $19 an hour just to pay for daycare and have somebody else raise my boys. And so I left my career after that 19 years. I decided, my family needed me more than I needed that job. And I left that career and I became a stay-at-home mom. And it was really, really awesome to be a stay-at-home mom. I could do the interior things of my house, get caught up with the laundry and all the mom stuff, right? And chauffeur my boys around, take them to their swim lessons and do all the things. But when you go from two incomes to one, you kind of have to budget a little bit. And we weren't used to that. My husband was on the road chasing overtime, and that left me feeling a little unworthy. Like I felt like I should be doing more. I'm not contributing financially and I should be doing more. And I literally, when you're feeling down and out, a lot of times you turn to your phone and social media and start scrolling. And that's when I was introduced to digital marketing. I knew nothing about it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And so, what made you give the Legacy Builder program a try?
Well, honestly, I knew nothing about it. It was kind of like, I had tried dabbling in other things, MLMs. I had my own cleaning business, but it led to burnout.
Mhm.
And I thought, you know what? This seems a little unreal, first of all, like too good to be true, right? We always kind of go through those feelings because think we're trained to think inside the box, like that traditional 9 to 5. But I knew that if I didn't do something different, I was still going to feel inadequate as a stay at home mom who wasn't contributing financially.
Yeah. Oh. So, how did you overcome some of those fears and doubts and maybe possible limiting beliefs around this?
Well, one night, my kids and my husband were in bed, and I'm like, here it goes. I,
Awesome. Yep.
I just signed up and I didn't even tell my husband for about the first 6 weeks. I kind of was like undercover working, and yeah. So it just one day I'm just like, hey, guess what? It
I love that. And what was his reaction?
well, he still to this day, 2 years later, doesn't really quite understand what it is that we do,
Sure.
but he's always been really supportive. And he's always like, okay, you do you, hun. And so here I am doing me.
And you're doing it. You're doing awesome. I have loved watching your success and hearing like so many people rave about you and the coaching that you
Oh,
provide.
thank
Like,
you.
that's beautiful. So, what do you feel like is maybe your biggest aha moment from the program?
Mm. Well, I mean, there's many.
Yeah.
I would say it the biggest thing it taught me was that, well, A, there's endless online opportunities, right? Once you learn the simple high income skills, there's endless opportunities. But more importantly, it taught me that I don't have to sacrifice 8 to 10 hours of my day in order to provide for my family. I really can provide for them by working less instead of working harder and more hours.
Yeah. That has been huge for me as well. And it seems unbelievable because we're so
Mhm.
conditioned to believe that. No, this is just the way it is. But
Mhm.
man, it opens up a whole world of time, flexibility, and freedom. So
Absolutely.
yeah. And I see you a lot, you're making content on the go in your car, in the pickup line at your son's baseball games. Like you just kind of fit it into your life, right?
Yes, yes. It's weird to say this, but I am busier now than when I had a 9 to 5. And it's because I get to be. I choose to be because I can now, right? But being busier in a family sense, my boys both play travel ball, they play basketball, they've got the school functions, all the things. And so I'm always in my car. I would make a quick piece of content while I'm waiting for them to pick up for practice or even in the carpool lane. That's where I do a lot of my my work day in there.
I love that. And yeah, I think it just goes to show, like, just expand your mind. We don't have to perform in our office at our desk. Like, we
Mm-mm.
can fit it in. And I love seeing that with you. I think that's huge. So what do you feel like you would consider your biggest win to be since you started this program?
Well, if you would have told me 2 years ago when I started that I would have 13 streams of income now, including a community where I get to gather in an intimate setting and teach people, give them the confidence, give them the clarity to expand their business. If you would have told me that and the fact that I would have my own one-on-one coaching program, I, I think I wouldn't have believed you. I would have laughed because first of all, I would have thought, oh, there's no way, like, oh, there's no way. And then, well, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I'm not like the way you see me right now is not normal. Usually when I'm doing my content, I might have a ball cap on, I might have my hair in a ponytail, I might not even have makeup on.
Yeah.
But it if you would have told me that a normal stay-at-home mom, a regular person like me could achieve that, I wouldn't have thought it was real. But now I'm like, okay, how many people can I help? How many people? It's allowed me to like change my perspective. And now I'm like, well, who else can I help?
Amen. So maybe share one of your favorite stories of those that you have helped, a success story or something that you're proud of helping another person with.
Sure. I have a gal who bought her legacy builder program from me. Oh gosh, it was early last winter, and she found her way into my community, and she was very, very, very scared of what her family was going to think.
Mhm.
She didn't want to share her story because she thought her family would think different of her. She didn't want her family to know the struggles that she had gone through to get to where she was. And it was something she wanted to take with her when she went. And I talked to her and I said, that story will change lives.
Mhm.
And that story that is so personal to you, there's other people out there that have gone through that and are going through that right now. Go share that story. Go do it. Go share it. I dared her to do it. And she did. And it has exploded her business. And it's incredible to me to know that she trusted me. She came to me and I helped her. Like to have that little teeny tiny fraction of being a part of her journey, that just means the world to me.
Man, I love that. That's life-changing for her. And for you, what do you feel like or how has your life changed since you started this program?
Well, a lot has changed. Again, like I said, I'm busier now because I get the choice to be. It's summertime. Summer's winding down and school's about to start. But this summer, we've been able to travel. We went to Lake of the Ozarks just this past weekend, and I was able to unplug and still have customers coming in, still have revenue coming in. But more importantly, it was the fact that I could just unplug and be present. And for, during the days, my kids, they're 15 and 12 now, they want to go places, they want to do things. And now I can say, okay, instead of, sorry, I have to work, because I can prioritize our family's needs and do this in the pockets of my day.
Mm,
That's what I absolutely love.
so good. So if you could describe the program in 3 words, what would they be?
Freeing would be my freeing is my ultimate favorite word that I describe because it's wow, it will set you free. Um, Life changing is kind of cliche, but it's true
I use that
because
time. Mm-hmm.
it will. And just if I had to say another word, I would say opportunity.
Hmm.
Like, and maybe kind of just to elaborate on that, it's the doors that will open for you are doors you don't even know exist. And
Yes.
that's because that's, like me, I had it, the doors that have opened for me were doors I didn't even know that were there. I didn't know they existed.
Right.
So yeah, but freeing is probably my favorite word to describe this program.
Mm, I love that. And so I know that you are kind of known for TikTok and your lives and the way that they connect. Um, could you just share like briefly like what is working in regards to marketing right now?
I believe that connection is everything. It doesn't matter what platform you choose. It doesn't matter what you're even selling. It doesn't matter if you're selling digital products, real estate, or lip gloss. You've got to connect with your audience. You've got to help your audience feel seen and heard and understood. And I love to have my audience feel included because it's like, it's kind of like they feel like, okay, I'm not alone, right? So that to me is huge, connecting with your audience. And before this program, I wouldn't have had a clue how to do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a clue how to dig deep and connect with people.
Mhm.
But now I do. And it has exploded my business. Like connection and trust
Yeah.
are
Mhm.
the two biggest things that I work on.
Yeah. And I say that all the time. Like, do you, and it's hard to kind of teach how to connect. Like, do you have just kind of any general advice? Like, when someone is like, okay, Mindy, like, that sounds good, but like, what does that look like practically?
So a really good way to connect is I have to think back what made me pull out my credit card, right? What was that pain point that made me pull out my credit card and say, enough is enough? That pain point is a connecting point. It's a connection for the other person on the side of that other side of that screen. They need to hear that. They need to hear that to know that, again, they're not alone.
Mhm.
And that creates a bond, if you will. And once you have a bond with somebody, they trust you.
And oh, so good. And so, what do you feel like for you, your boys, your family? What's been the most exciting thing that you've been able to do with your earnings?
Oh gosh. Well, actually, right before we went to the Lake of the Ozarks this past weekend, the weekend before that. So we're big in baseball. I know you probably know that, but we actually got to go see an MLB game. We love traveling to go see baseball games, whether it's for my kids and their tournaments or MLB games. it's fun. It's so fun, and we get to do that now, and it's freeing to know that I don't have to go, okay, let me check my account. You know what I mean? It's 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 a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, totally. So, looking back, is there anything that you wish you had known when you first started? Like anything that you kind of struggled with and then had to overcome that, looking back, you're like, oh yeah, this might have like shortcutted the momentum.
I would say that I know one thing I struggled with is like I always thought there was a timeline, right? Like I have to do this by this time or this by this time because I see this person doing this. But I had to realize that my day 10 was nothing like their day 99. And so I would say learning to not compare my journey to someone else's was huge. Like taking their success and their time frame out of the picture kind of opened up the gates for me, opened up the path for my journey. So I could do it without looking to the side. I could actually stay in my lane.
Yes. Yeah. It's I definitely agree with that. And it sometimes holds me back from like sharing my story because, just because I made my first sale on day 3, I don't ever want anyone to be disappointed in
Mhm.
not making a sale on day 3. I think about like Tim Hess and he didn't make a sale for 3.5 months, but man, look at him now. Like
Right?
if he had said, "Oh, I haven't made a sale. I'm frustrated, gonna give up," like he wouldn't have the story. And also, I feel like we're developing so much like perseverance or grit or just tenacity to stay focused, stay in our lane, and just keep going. Like there's
That's right.
something I feel like God's doing in us while we're on the way to
Absolutely.
success.
Yes, and honestly, I didn't get my first sale for 5 weeks, so I don't have the instant success that you did either. But had I let that get under my skin and play that comparison game, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. I love that. That's so good. So, what are your goals for the future now that you have built this foundation? You have learned so much. Is there anything coming up that you're really excited about?
I did actually just launch my first master class. It's regarding some changes coming to TikTok, some social media changes, and it's in the beginning stages. But since I've launched it, I've been able to. So a big thing for me is launching something that helps people, but also helps their checkbook, if you will. So that's I've been able to launch that and then attach an affiliate to it for the people that trust me. I want them to go out and I want it to domino effect for them too. And watching that unfold, it's been it's kind of one of those like proud mama moments, you know, because you get to see them take what you've created and they believe in it so much that now they're passing it on and they're benefiting from it and so on and so on. I am obsessed with that.
I loved seeing that. Can you tell people watching, listening, where they could maybe find more information about you and what you're doing in that masterclass?
Sure. They can find me in the school community. It's under Mindy Judd. My community is Go Live and Thrive with Mindy. It's again where I teach people that confidence and the structure to be able to just rock their live game. I know a lot of people are very apprehensive about even going live in the first place. Let's see. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on TikTok. It's just under my name, Mindy Judd. TikTok is Mindy M. Judd. Um, I mean, I'm pretty easy to find.
Yeah, and you're so sweet and accessible.
Yeah,
Beautiful. So, just a couple last questions. We're almost wrapping up, but I always love to hear if there is someone who's watching this, they were like, I would love to have what these ladies do and, more time, more money, more freedom with their family, but they're feeling nervous or hesitant, like what would you say to them?
Well, first thing I would say was nothing changes if nothing changes, because that's how I felt. I would also say you will know when it's time. You will know when enough is enough. You will know when you're like, okay, I am drawing a line in the sand. And it's when you decide that you're no longer comfortable with being uncomfortable. You'll know when it's time.
That's so good. And is there anything else that you want to end with or say as we're wrapping things up?
I would say, digital marketing will rock your world. It will set you free. It's not, like I said, the doors that will open for you just are endless. But if you don't let that first door open, you have no idea what's on the other side of it. So I encourage you to just be bold and go for it because you live one life. You live one life. Don't let it be full of regrets.
Good. Wow. What a powerful way to end. Thank you, Mindy, for being here, for your encouragement, for your wisdom, and just, yeah, all that you've done is such an inspiration. I'm so happy to be connected with you.
Aw, thank you, friend.
Welcome. All right. Well, if you want to learn anything more, go below. I'll put some links about how to connect with Mindy. But for now, take care. God bless you guys. Bye.
Yes.